Hey everybody, how you doing? This is part two in my video series about how I escaped the rat race. Excuse the fact it's dark. I'm trying to face the window and get more light. It's just not working very well. But you're going to see the slides again. So if you remember in part one, I talked about the real puzzle, why two people can get exactly the same business, exactly the same training, do exactly the same things but get different results. Okay, and we talked about systems working and people failing. So without further ado, let me share screen and let's carry on from where we left off, which was taking a look at yourself, because if other people are winning with what you're doing and you're not, the variable is you. And I explained why that was with the way that we're brought up. As a baby, you're totally dependent on people. Then you have to go to school and you do as you're told, and then you get a job and you do what as you're told, etc., etc. So this is kind of where we left off. So let's talk about excuses. Let's just talk about these for a little while. A lot of people will contact me when they're looking to, sort of emulate what I've done. They want to get financially free, and they'll say things like, "I've got no time." Well, guess what, guys? I get 24 hours, the same as millionaires. Okay, I somehow find time to eat, sleep, watch TV, sometimes read a book, etc., etc. It's how I prioritize my time that made the difference. I'm going to tell you something. I used to work for a company called Hillary's Blinds in the UK. If you're in the UK, you might know them. And I used to be an area manager, and I am not kidding. Because I was out on the road, I would literally work 60 hours a week sometimes. I'm not even kidding. And yet somehow I still got free, guys, because I made it a priority. And people tell me I'm lucky, and I sort of shouldn't, but it makes me a little bit cross, because I say to them, you didn't say I was lucky when, I was still working at 2 o'clock in the morning and had to be up at 6 o'clock the next day. You didn't tell me I was lucky then, did you? I made time, guys. And I see I put there at the bottom, if one of my family was in hospital, somehow made time to go and see them. Weddings, if a friend had a wedding, I went, or friend or family wedding. Meals out, people tell me they don't have time, and then I see they're eating out, in a restaurant or a bar. So you get 24 hours. It's how you prioritize your time and how you make it work. Drive to work, spend an hour commuting, put some self-development on, or put a training on while you're driving. It's things like that make all the difference. No money. Okay, so if I look around, even this room, there's guitars here. So I like to play guitar. I had holidays even when I was broke. There's 2 cars in the family, cable TV, mobile phones. If the car needed a repair, somehow I found the money for it. If the boiler broke down, somehow I found the money for it. Bottom line, guys, is that we find money for things we attach value to. We will always find money for things we attach value to. It's the way it is. Okay? So I want to tell you about Jack. Now, Jack, about 10 years old, 11 years old, got a knock at the door one Saturday. There's this kid called Jack. And he asked if we wanted our cars washing. And he was going to come back the next day. And I said, yeah, okay, how much is it? And he said, £5. And I said, oh, okay, go for it. So he wrote my name down and my address. And the next day, sure enough, he turned up, washed the car. He made £70, which is getting on for $100. Exchange rate may vary, so don't take that for red. But he made about £70 on that Sunday. Let's say over the weekend, because he knocked on the doors on the Saturday. So is it 10, 11-year-old kid can make £70 in one weekend? People tell me they're broke. Mow lawns, clean driveways, do odd jobs, wash cars. If you're that broke, is that how you want to be on your deathbed? Do you want to look back and go, do you know what? I never had any time and I never had any money. You don't want to get to your deathbed like that. So you realize something between now and then has to change. The question is, how soon do you want to make that change? Do you want another 5 years of having no time and no money? Well, if you do, that's cool. That's up to you. And I wish you well. Honestly, I do. But for most people, it's abhorrent. Okay, so my mentor told me this. He said, listen, because I was that guy. I had no time when I was broke. But my mentor told me, he says, listen, Paul, you'll be a leader and you'll be a top earner when you decide to be a leader and a top earner. You be confident. Just be confident. Just go and do it. Oh, look, stop procrastinating. Just get on with it. Didn't work, okay? He told me all this stuff, and, I knew, just like if I wanted to lose weight, I know for a fact if I eat less and move more, I'll lose weight. I know, yeah, of course it makes sense. Stop procrastinating. Just get on with it. confident. Yeah, of course, suck it up, Paul. You're a big guy. You know, just get on with it. Read all these books, self-development. In fact, I did a live Facebook Live today talking about this, where, you know, sometimes, you know, you can get caught up you can get down the rabbit hole of reading all these books, believing that you're actually doing something productive. Now, do read the books, okay? But they didn't work for me, because I read them and, like, Science of Getting Rich, great book, absolutely fantastic book. Did I get rich? No. Okay, you got to do something. And what I found was neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Now, I'd always been interested in it, read a book didn't work. I knew kind of some of the techniques, but I needed to see them demoed, and I ended up going on a course, and it did wonders for me. So neuro is your thinking process. It's the way you understand what's happening around you, how you use your senses. It's P is for programming. It's your behavior, how you organize your ideas and reactions, okay? And then linguistic is language, about the words we use and how the brain talks to itself. So after I did the NLP course, I made and again, I apologize, you know, look, I'm not a professional, okay? So I'm sorry that, you know, I know my video's in the top right, it might cut off a little bit, and, you know, a bit of the text, you know, don't worry about that. You're getting good information here. So anyway, I did the NLP course. I did it over a year, which is a long time. You can do shorter, but again, you know, the more you try and cram it in a shorter period of time, sometimes the less you know. But I did, I made a year's income in 4 months. And I used the same process to hit a Chairman 10, which is 10K a month, using NLP. I achieved a 13-year-long dream to come and live down in a place called Cornwall. That's Boscastle. That's just down the road from where we live. That's the area we fell in love with. We don't live there because it's quite remote. It's quite rural. In the winter, there's not a lot going on. So, you know, we live, it's a 15-minute, 20-minute drive from where we live. Beautiful part of the world. Now, you see the quick tip. Remember, the quick tip is something that you need to learn. When I say I got into NLP, I didn't just read a book. I didn't just go on a course. I really got into NLP. In fact, I've got 150 hours of documented training to learn NLP. And I've got all those certificates, and I've got more since, okay? There's me on the course, and there's everybody that I did the course with. Philip in the middle, my tutor. There's me with Richard Bandler, who's the co-creator of NLP. There's me with Paul McKenna, who's one of the top hypnotists in the world, okay? I went and trained with him, okay? And now we're getting into the marketing benefit. I want you to benefit from my experience, guys, and I'm telling you, go for it. I'm sorry this picture's so blurry, okay? I had to blow it up. But that is Paul Lynch. He's made 10 million online. Drove up 6-hour drive to get to his offices to meet him, meet his team, see what he does. You know, I was up there. There's me with Ray Higdon. If you've been online, if you're in network marketing, you'll know he's pretty much as high as you can go. And I love that pic because he's laughing at one of my jokes. That's Melanie Militics, another 7-figure earner. I had the pleasure of working with Melanie, and there she is doing the training for my team. The stuff she teaches, I sort of now pass on. And this man is my mentor. Now, this man is Robert Hollis. He's made over 50 million online. I think it's 48 people now will testify in a court of law that he is responsible for making them millionaires. His training has made them millionaires. So I pay a lot of money to be mentored by Robert Hollis, okay? And again, I'm passing information on to you, okay? I know sometimes this seems like I'm just kind of, you know, oh, well, this is what I did. But you can learn from that. I really got into NLP. I really thrown myself in to learning all this stuff. I've literally invested thousands in myself. You can see a lot of books there. They're all kind of NLP and self-development. A few that aren't, but mostly you can see that, you know, they're all about time management, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, NLP. Okay. I want you to shortcut what I've done, guys. That's why I'm telling you this, because when your mindset and you put that together with a system, a proven method, okay, success comes very quickly. So that's what you need to think, guys. Mindset. You need to be working on your mindset, and I'm going to do some more on that for you in this video series. And proven systems, and I can give you two proven systems that I use that I will be sharing with you. So let's get to it. Look, mindset is how the wealthy get wealthy. Feed your financial security machine. We're going to do another couple of minutes, and then we'll break off and we'll carry on tomorrow. You got to bear in mind, and this is a big lesson and probably a good place to finish today, actually. The only thing that I can't teach you is experience. And this is probably why some of you aren't seeing the results that you want to see. Because you can read a book. Like, I could show you how to ride a bike. If you've never ridden a bike before, as soon as you get on the bike, you're going to fall off. It doesn't matter how much time you spend learning. You can't learn to drive a car by watching videos and reading books about driving a car. As soon as you get in the car, you're not going to be able to steer it properly. You'll probably stall the engine. You'll be all over the place. You need experience, and nobody can teach you experience. And this is why people say you need consistency and you need to stick with things, because you need to get that experience. But you can shortcut it if you're willing to listen, put your ego to one side and just basically do as you're told, because you've got to learn the rules before you can break the rules. Mindset comes first. Mindset is first, because without getting your mindset right, people don't follow the plan. They do it their way. They go, oh, I see what they're saying. I can do it my way. You need to get your headspace right first, guys. Because remember, systems work, people fail. It's that simple. So we'll carry on tomorrow, part 3 tomorrow. I hope you found this useful. If you want to get involved with NLP, what I'll do is I'll put a link to a couple of books below around this video. Okay, I do have an NLP course. I'm not really selling it at the minute. So at the time of recording this, it probably won't be there, but in the future it might be. And I might do a special offer for people that get as far as watching this email, because believe it or not, you see the numbers drop off in emails. People tell me what I teach is great stuff. If you are committed and you're going to follow through and go through this, I don't know, it's probably going to be like 10 emails by the time we're done. If you're committed, I think you deserve credit for that. So there may be an offer, but certainly not at the time of recording. If you are interested in it, let me know and I'll see what I can do. But NLP, guys, mindset, get a book on NLP, and I'll list a couple of good ones under here. Okay, so that's it for today. Let me stop share. I want to thank you again for opting in, guys. As we go through, you're going to learn more and more exactly what I do. I'm holding nothing back here, okay? So stick with it. It's all good fun. I'll see you soon.